You might have been told that you've slipped a disc, but do discs actually slip? Let's get into it. Most people picture something in their spine that's completely moved out of place, but that is not what's happening. Your discs are firmly attached to your spine. They don't slip and slide in and out. When someone is told that they've slipped a disc, they're usually being told that part of their disc is irritating nearby tissue or a nerve. Not that something's fallen out, not that their spine is unstable, and definitely not that their back is broken. And that distinction really matters, because the story you're told shapes how you live afterwards. Disc bulges and herniations are extremely common. They're found in people with pain and people without pain at surprisingly similar rates. And that tells us something important. A disc finding on a scan does not automatically explain your pain. We don't age and feel shocked when we get grey hair and wrinkles. We accept those things as normal parts of life. And your spine is no different. As we age, disc findings become more common, whether people have pain or not. So in many cases, a disc bulge or a herniation simply reflects a normal spine that's been lived in. A lot of people believe that disc injuries mainly come from heavy lifting with bad technique. But the research just doesn't support that idea. What consistently shows up instead is that sedentary people have higher rates of disc problems than people who move and exercise regularly. Discs rely on movement and loading to stay healthy. They don't have a direct blood supply. They get nutrition by being compressed and decompressed. And that decompression already happens naturally when you lie down to sleep at night. So you don't need any special traction machines for that. Regular movement and exercise makes discs thicker, better hydrated, and increases their ability to handle heavier things. So the bigger long-term risk to your back isn't lifting something heavy, it's avoiding movement and lifting altogether. Disc injuries often heal. And interestingly, larger disc injuries, the ones that sound the scariest, are often more likely to reduce over time than the smaller ones. Research shows us that disc issues commonly reduce or settle. Not overnight, but gradually. We see initial improvements at around 3 to 6 months, and then clearer changes by around 6 to 12 months, and even more improvement after a year. Pain doesn't always follow a straight line, but the disc itself is often changing quietly in the background. Here's something that really matters. Once someone is told that they have a disc bulge or herniation, they often start to watch every movement, avoid bending or lifting, brace constantly, and stress about damaging their spine. And that hypervigilance can become a bigger problem than the disc itself. Less movement, more tension, poor sleep, higher stress, all those things increase sensitivity. And sensitivity just amplifies pain. So people can end up believing it's all the disc, when in reality, it's the behaviors and the stress around their diagnosis that are keeping their pain going, even when the disc itself is healing. A person could have a disc bulge for years with no symptoms at all. Then later they develop back pain during a period of high stress and lack of movement. They go and get a scan, and the disc finding shows up. The disc gets blamed for everything, even though it might have been there long before their pain even started. The scan didn't find the cause of the pain. It found something that already existed. The disc became the focus, when it was only one piece of a much bigger puzzle. This is why health guidelines don't recommend routine scans for back pain. Unless there's clear warning signs like severe trauma or progressive nerve injury, scans usually don't change the course of treatment, don't accurately predict recovery, and they increase fear. And fear is one of the strongest drivers of ongoing pain. When it comes to long-term recovery, the exact state of your discs is rarely the key factor. What matters far more is how confidently you move, how active your daily life is, your sleep, your stress, and what you believe your body can handle. Two people can have the exact same finding, One lives normally and the other can feel limited for years. The difference isn't the disc, it's everything around it. The biggest drivers of recovery are within your control. Movement, lifestyle, beliefs, confidence. Your back doesn't need constant protection. It needs trust and a gradual return to normal life. A disc finding doesn't define you. It doesn't predict your future, and it definitely doesn't mean that you're broken. Your spine is strong and adaptable, just like the rest of you. If this helped you, go and watch my other video, The Truth About Posture and Back Pain. It builds directly on what I covered here and helps clear up another major myth. And remember that your future mostly depends on what you do, not the state of your discs.